I think something's going to happen.
How far are you willing to go to acquire Greenland?
You'll find out.
Imagine you're staring at a world map that's suddenly pulsing with electric energy. Power lines are shooting out from Washington like lightning bolts, reaching across oceans to touch the most volatile corners of our planet. This is 2026, and America has unleashed what they're calling Maximum Pressure 2.0. Picture Iran first, a nation that's been locked in a deadly dance with America since 1979. The Iranian Revolution changed everything, but now the chickens are coming home to roost in the most dramatic way possible. The World Bank says their economy has cratered by 15% due to sanctions that are choking the life out of ordinary Iranians. Reuters is reporting the bloodiest crackdown in history with 2,400 protesters dead in the streets. But here's where it gets really intense, Abe. The US isn't just watching from the sidelines anymore. They're launching cyber attacks that are crippling Iran's infrastructure, and American military bases are positioning themselves like chess pieces around Iran's borders. Iranian officials are calling these bases bullseyes, and they're not wrong. The question that's keeping world leaders awake at night is this: is the US the savior of the Iranian people, or the spark that blows the whole Middle East apart? Now let's swing our attention to America's backyard, where the Monroe Doctrine is making a comeback that would make 19th century presidents proud. Remember, back in 1846, the US took half of Mexico, and now they're flexing those same muscles again. The drug crisis has become America's justification for everything. With 100,000 Americans dying from fentanyl every year, the message to Mexico is crystal clear: stop the poison or pay the price. But Mexico isn't backing down. They're calling it zero tolerance for Yankee boots, and the tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Colombia is caught in this whirlwind. When the US demanded they crack down on drug production, Colombia fired back with 25% retaliatory tariffs. America's response? They're threatening 50% tariffs that would absolutely destroy Colombia's economy. It's economic warfare disguised as drug policy, and everyone knows it. Then there's Cuba. The UN is screaming that sanctions are starving kids, but the geopolitical reality is cold and calculating. That island nation that's been under America's thumb since 1898. Cuba's economy is down 15%, and they're facing what can only be described as economic implosion. Venezuela stopped sending oil, and US sanctions have tightened like a noose. The Cuban regime is teetering on the edge, and America is just waiting for it to fall. No shots fired, just pure economic strangulation. But here's the plot twist that most people are missing, Abe. While Iran grabs the headlines and Latin America burns, there's a quiet revolution happening in the Arctic that will determine who controls the future of technology. Greenland's ice is melting, and underneath all that frozen water lies the largest deposit of rare earth minerals ever discovered. These aren't just rocks we're talking about. These minerals power every smartphone, every electric car, every piece of advanced technology that defines modern life. China has dominated this market for decades, but now America sees a chance to flip the script entirely. The problem? Greenland's people are saying not for sale in the strongest terms possible. They've watched their ice disappear and their traditional way of life crumble, and now outsiders want to dig up their homeland for profit. It's David versus Goliath, except David has international law on his side, and Goliath has the world's most powerful military. This is where the story gets really fascinating, because we're watching multiple chess games being played simultaneously on a global board. In Iran, it's about regime change and regional dominance. In Latin America, it's about reasserting hemispheric control. In Greenland, it's about securing the minerals that will power the next century of innovation. Each move America makes creates ripple effects that crash into other regions, other conflicts, other nations trying to maintain their sovereignty. History tells us that talking tames storms. Diplomacy has prevented countless wars and solved problems that seemed impossible. But in 2026, the talking has stopped and the pushing has started. The question that hangs over everything, Abhai, is whether this aggressive approach is actually rescuing global order or destroying it. Is America the hero riding in to save oppressed people and secure vital resources? Or is this like a neighbor trying to rescue you by setting your house on fire? The answer might depend on where you're standing when the smoke clears. What we're witnessing isn't just foreign policy. It's a fundamental shift in how power operates in our interconnected world. The old rules of engagement are being rewritten in real time, and the consequences will echo through history long after the current players leave the stage.
Following the Cuban Revolution, led by Fidel Castro, the CIA later trained Cuban exiles to invade the country in 1961. The invasion failed. That year, Brazilian President João Goulart befriended Cuba, becoming the next target. In 1964, another CIA-backed coup followed and established a military dictatorship.
The world is holding its breath, waiting to see if maximum pressure creates maximum results or maximum chaos.